What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Neighborhood real. Got one of them good high power stories, man. You know, people always be asking different little questions, right? They be like, hey man, how did this happen? How did that happen? Do you know about this? What do you know? Can you tell me some information or some knowledge, right? So today I'm gonna step on some toes. I'm gonna tell this story, but I'm gonna step on some toes. Cause I want people to understand something that don't live, you know what I'm saying, that's from outside of California, right? I'm personally not from California. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I lived in Los Angeles, but I'm not a Californian, right? I'm not a Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying, a native or nothing. But I lived out there long enough to know this right here gonna be facts. And you could go find anybody in California and try to dispute this, but it's gonna be hard pressed to do so. So I'm gonna apply some pressure, right? I'm gonna apply some pressure to the past. So gangs, you know what I'm saying, infiltrating or migrating, let me use that properly, migrating outside of Los Angeles, right? Why, you know what I'm saying? So I've been asked this question. Why you never put the set down where you from? Tell you why. Number one reason, because what I had to go through to get on the set and be from the set, rep the set, and you know what I'm saying, to be just the end all be all, just all of that in rolled up into one. It's just one reason. In order to really understand what it's like to be from a set, what it's like to be a Crip or a Blood, you have to actually go where it originated so you can understand fully what it all entails. I come through the 80s, one of the worst eras, one of the worst teen years, one of the worst decades that you can gang bang in, right? This is just me, right? This is just me finna say this. I don't know about nobody else. There's probably gonna be people disagree with this. They're gonna have their take on it. This not saying I'm right. It's not saying I'm wrong. Not saying they right. Not saying they wrong. Because everybody experienced it different. But if you was in the streets in the 80s and that crack was out there and them gangs was building and them guns was in play and that money was in play and that violence was in play, then you know what I'm talking about. In order to survive that decade, for me, I'm here today. That means I survived that decade because there were certain things I had to put in place. There were certain things and survival methods I had to, you know what I'm saying, ensue and pursue, you know what I'm saying, in order to survive the era, right? In order to be, you know what I'm saying, where I'm at today, you know what I'm saying, would ultimately send me to prison. So, and man, I'm just saying that, like, let's go back. So the history of the migration is coming to Texas. People always ask me, like, why you didn't put the set down? Or why it's like this? I often ask different individuals I know from my city that got out, you know what I'm saying, gang banging, or just being a gang member. Let me say that, because it's different categories to this. Being a gang member, right? In a nutshell. So why did they get out? Because dudes came, they migrated to Fort Worth, Texas, got the sack, put the work down, and showed dudes how to hit it up and what to wear, and that's it. And gave them a sack and said, go to work. Help, you know what I'm saying? Let's get some money. And by dudes coming from out of California, out of Los Angeles, to different states migrating, the guys that was living in these particular cities, it wasn't like they wasn't hardcore. They wasn't like brand new to no dope or, you know what I'm saying, get the gangs or something. On some type of level, it was gangs, cliques, something that was going on within these cities, right, in these towns. So this like it wasn't unfamiliar to them. It's the only thing that influenced everybody, that it was on the big screen, glamorized. Hence colors, right? So we seeing gang movies being glamorized in the movie era. So that would want people be fascinated, intrigued by, you know what I'm saying, such things, right? And so when you had somebody that originally comes from there and they say they're from there, then bingo, there it is. We got action. Okay, so that wasn't the case for me. I didn't get it in Fort Worth. I got it in California. So, but we're talking about me, but I'm talking about in general how this migration thing went down. And I'm just really going to speak on some real terms. So a lot of guys, when they came from out of town, they lived in them neighborhoods. This some facts, right? This some real facts, and I ain't calling no names. Some of them dudes just actually grew up in them neighborhoods. And if you grew up in any type of Crip or Blood neighborhood, you're gonna know you're gonna know the history of it, you're gonna know the lingo, you're gonna know how to throw the setup, you know what I'm saying, what they wear, who the person is, this person to that person, because you live in the neighborhood. You live in that environment. So you're gonna notice you go to school with them, you live around them, that some of them are your relatives, some of them are not, all of that, right? So I could go out of state and say, I'm OG, blase, blase. Who out of state is gonna, you know what I'm saying, put me to the fire to say that I'm not, to prove that I'm not who I say I am? They have no experience, no knowledge. They don't have nothing to work with to prove this point, right? That I'm lying. And I'm gonna be able to get away with it with some authenticity, with being authentic about it, because I'm not lying. Only thing I'm lying about is I'm not a member, right? I'm probably not even actually a member, right? Card holding member, whatever you want to say. I ain't in the membership. I didn't get the library card, whatever, right? So they're able to put this down because they really hustlers. They just really D-boys. They're not really with no gang activity because they wasn't really bringing the gang activity there. They was bringing the work and just putting the money play down. But when the actual real gang members started showing up and was having work, was because they needed security. I got cousin Day Day. Let me call Day Day because that nigga's fool. I'm gonna bring him in, incorporate him, get him some money, but I need a gun. I need somebody to run security. I need somebody that ain't afraid to get out there, right? And so what they gonna do, he gonna tell Big Woo Wop and Big Monster and Smoke and, you know, and all these people, and they gonna show up. And now they gonna start putting it down. They gonna put the set down because now you have real authentic gang members showing up with the mindset, oh, it's gravy right here. Oh, look, we can get away with more stuff. We can get away in LA. This place slower. We're 20 years faster. So they're going to move accordingly. And what they're going to do, they're going to stay claiming the spot. And they're going to try to expand the set. That's how the migration of the set started really jumping. The dudes that actually came, they was either gang members, but they was just D-boys. They really wasn't active like that. They really wasn't trying. They just had money on their mind. Those dudes that was in the trenches, that was in the gutter lane, you know, yeah, if you from LA, you know what I'm talking about. That was in them gutter lanes, and you know what I'm saying, and bending corners. Yeah. They came to put the set down. They the one came, you know what I'm saying, was peeling caps and all. Yeah, they brought all that to these different states and cities and towns. They the ones came with that. But they still didn't give no knowledge up. They still didn't tell them how to really actually structure because they was moving so fast. Because they feel like they 20, 30 years so faster, they move so fast, not understanding that, man, like my uncle used to say, man, you know, my dad, uncle, he always used to tell me when we go to the country, right? Man, you got to square pimp these girls. But you can't come down there with that city state, you got to square pimp them. I didn't know what that meant. Man, what the hell that mean, Man, square pimp them. What the hell is square pimping? But, you know, years later, I found, you know, I understood where he was coming from. Square pimp. So they didn't know how to come down here or anywhere and square pimp the dudes into, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, this is how it really go. This is what the, you know what I'm saying, the rule is. This is how you set the setup. This is what, you know what I'm saying, how they got it, you know what I'm saying, demonstrate. You know what I'm saying? What you say, aid and assist. At all, hey, aid and assist. What is actually cripping? What does cripping actually mean? And what is the culture of it? Like, how do you know what I'm saying, uphold that at all costs or just in your daily activities? How do you keep cripping involved in who you are and in the complexity of things that goes on day to day in your city, your town? They didn't teach that. They came and taught the game, the dope game, and they just came with the violence. And then all we knew was from the movies, we seen the dope and the violence. So we assimilated, well, I keep saying we, but not me. But people assimilated that to gang banging. People think because I'm a member, I'm a gangbanger. Because I'm a gangbanger, I'm a member. No, you can be from the hood and never do nothing. You can be a gang member, and that means you're more active. You're actively, you know what I'm saying, involved with the day-to-day gang activities and the politics. And then if you gang banging, yeah, but you know, I ain't got to explain that. That's self-explanatory, right? And if people don't know, I don't know what to tell you, man. But in these days at times, everybody should know what a gangbanger is and what that entails. And then, you know what I'm saying, when they say, you know, like I personally used to say, I bang the set. I bang the set. So if you don't understand what that means, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get caught when I'm banging the set. That's all I can tell you. So people didn't know that. But so here we go years later. Let's bring it all the way to 2024. People are upset and saying, oh, these dudes, they ain't cripping right. They ain't being Bloods right. Well, then who do they blame? Who do we put the blame on? That's what they saying on the other side. California don't respect us. The Crips in California don't respect us. The Bloods in California don't respect us. Why is it disconnect between California and the other states that they migrated to, and they saying there's no respect? Then on some other hands, there's a lot of respect because the migration kept going back and forth, and they built a strong alliance with these individuals in these different cities and towns. So that stayed intact. But I'm not saying everybody 100% wrong. I'm just saying there's going to be times where nobody got no information, no knowledge, or nothing. They just giving us that, giving them set, and that's it. So, and then there was other times them dudes really actually went out there and built the set because they actually had a family member or some type of family. Their family was from that place, and they had some roots there. So they had something to, build upon. They had somebody to actually give it to that they can guide and listen to them. Right? Without, being objective about it, or being funny about it. So, because they was already admiring it. Hence myself. My uncle used to come to Texas and, he was a stomped down Crip. One of the most stomped down Crips in his section to me. But that's just my opinion. I've actually witnessed my uncle do a bunch of stuff. I'm talking about some treacherous things. And I've never known anybody, that parallel anything I seen him do. From his section. I'm talking about with my own 2 eyes, not something I heard, not something somebody told me. I'm talking about what I witnessed with my own 2 eyes. I ain't never seen nobody in his section where he from, right, parallel what he do or what he's done. They might be more fly. They may be more, more, gangster, or, hustle about their thing or whatever, the case may be. They might even have more work than him. Right? They may have more money than him, more things, whatever. But at the end of the day, from what I seen, day in, day out, on the day living the life, and I was around a lot of them. I'm talking about some well-known, individuals in this section. I was around them because my uncle was around them. I ain't never seen none of them parallel, none of the stuff I seen him do. And I'm not saying he did some great stuff, like he just this ultimate dude, like, or nothing like that. Because he had his flaws too. And we all got our flaws. And we're going to fall short of the glory sometime. And sometimes we're going to make the rag look fucked up. Right? And that's just how it go. Because nobody perfect in this lifestyle and this culture. But we live in it. So my point being is, a lot of dudes always be asking me different questions of how I view it. I don't view it anyway because I'm a person that get caught in the middle of it. Because I'm a bi-coastal person. I'm from Texas, but I live in California. So in Texas, they feel like I'm a California dude. In California, they feel like I'm a Texas dude. So I don't get the garnered respect, or I don't get the garnered weight, or that everybody else may, get. I don't get the accolades that everybody else get because I'm not actually from California, right? Can't nobody take what I done, what I did, whatever, none of that. You can't take that from me. You know what I'm saying? I may not have the glory, the stories, the people who goes, oh yeah, I know, woo, woo, woo. No, they didn't know me. They do know me, but you don't know me. Because if you knew, you knew. And if you knew what was up, then you wouldn't, we would be playing a different game. It'll be a different conversation to be had. So I was, that's not impressive. That's not anything to influence somebody telling me, yeah, this is, ooh, that's what's happening. Because it's not, right? It was a lot that went with what I did and what I was doing. And then, and it carried a lot of weight, and it still does, right? But at the end of the day, man, people got to understand, man, California not the end all be all when it comes to this culture. The culture got migrated out early. So now you got places where it's established that they got their own culture. It's a subculture of the Crippin' or the Blood that came from California. And I think a lot of people are taking and misconstruing that because this is just the subculture of it. Right? That goes outside the state. It's just a subculture. That doesn't mean it's less. It doesn't mean it doesn't count. It doesn't mean any of that. But a lot of people like to, signify and say, hey, we the ones, we the elite. We did. But guess what I know? I done been in 9 states hustling. I done seen that Crips and Bloods be in other states and little towns and cities, and I done seen them go up harder than in the land. Straight up. I done seen some dudes do some cripping and be in some bloods that'll stand on some business that's outstanding. And I done seen it, and I done went up against them. So I know it's some of these dudes, boy, love that stuff so much, they'll override where it actually come from. If you took some of these dudes and took them and put them in the set and took the dudes that was living in the set and took them and brought them here, it'd be a lot of controversy going on. It'll be a lot of drama going on. Because then now them dudes really gonna feel like they already on 1,000. Then they gonna be on 1 billion when they get right here. Because they like, oh, we in the land and we really get to do it on these actual streets. They gonna turn that boy all the way up. The furnace gonna be on blaze. That's real spill. But let's not be, I'm not bashing. I'm just trying to show people, man, and explain to people and tell them this story about like how all this come about and what's going on. Me personally, I did teach somebody, I did give somebody the blueprint and the structure of how to start a set and how to run it, regulate it, what to do. I did that. I just didn't put the set down because I had a conversation with some homies and they said, yeah, go ahead, cuz, yeah, do that. And then in my thinking, in my mind, the people I'm around, I didn't see that. I didn't think they was, I made an executive decision to say, my friends, my associates, they're not ready for these type of activities. They're not on this type of time I'm on right now. So let me not do that because I know where this life gonna go. And this is before they started gangbanging in Fort Worth, Texas. They wasn't even gangbanging. Everybody was a Crip at the time. It was easy to be a Crip. Wasn't nobody a blood. So it was easy to do any of that. Even in Dallas, everybody just be something. It was just that. Nobody questioned nothing. Right? Because the dudes that came down, you can't say they didn't put you on or they did. Nobody actually was tripping. So my point being is why I never started to say it. That's why. Because I felt like, man, why am I going to impose something on some dudes that's not living this lifestyle, don't even really know what it's like? In order for, I've been asked, hey, put me on the set. Put me on the set, homie. Big homie, put me on the set. Man, you got to go to Cali like I did. If you really want to be on the set, you have to live, breathe, and eat what I did to understand, is this really for you? This is not a decision you're supposed to make upon people's lives and say, hey, you need to be a Crip. And I'm not telling you why. I'm not even trying to even be honest with you and say, hey, man, I think you got the criteria and you know what I'm saying, what it takes, you know what I'm saying, to hold this rag. You feel me? And be a part of this club, a part of this culture, this lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, in its totality, right? I can't say that. Because I didn't see that. I didn't see the significance of it in other people outside the city. I didn't see, you know what I'm saying, the pride, the joy of it. You know what I'm saying? The solidarity of it all. I didn't see none of that. See, that came after I got locked up. You know what I'm saying? In some states and cities, it was there, but it wasn't at, you know what I'm saying, at its full potential. So all I'm saying in a nutshell, man, people always be asking me, but why you didn't do it? Why this and that? That's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like bash nobody, knock nobody down, but that's just how it went. No, they came, they migrated, they put work down, they told y'all to hit the setup, and that's what they did, and they went back home. But we got to understand everything outside of California, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to end it up. It's just a subculture of the culture of what, you know what I'm saying, had got started. So that doesn't take away nothing from nobody in any state, no town, no little towns, country town, whatever. It does not diminish that they rep some type of particular set from California or not. They say they Crips, they Crips. They say they Bloods, they Bloods. Who is California or Texas or Oklahoma or Arkansas, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying, Washington, Colorado, you know what I'm saying, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? All these Philadelphia, where all these Chicago, not Chicago, I'll take that back. So any of these places where you got Crips and Bloods migrating, Florida, you know what I'm saying? Alabama, you know what I'm saying? Georgia, like where all these places Crips migrated to, you know what I'm saying? Who's to say they not Crips and Bloods? You can't take that away from them. They earned their own way in a subculture, right? That's just my take on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope I ain't trying to offend nobody, not dissing California. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just speaking how it all went. I mean, that's just some real stuff, man. Catch the next story, man. Gonna be more intriguing than this. You know, this was just some kicks of knowledge type stuff. That's all.